All right, welcome back. And don't be shy down there, Protoss player. Oh, you can't help it. He is shy.
Yeah, at the bottom of the map of Antigua Shipyard, our last best of 3 in this earning group, we have from Woonjing Stars player SOS, aka Shy, our Protoss player.
Yeah, he went from shy to big in distress.
Yes.
Very handsome pro gamer.
Yeah, indeed. And well, today he's up against channel player, a very strong player, a former Code S champion. Starting to the top of the map in blue, we have the channel player for NS Hosa. It is jjakji.
There he is. You know what? I feel like every single NS Hosa player has to do the jacket cape. Like, it's like must be a requirement. I don't think I've ever seen him play without it.
The cool thing about jjakji is that he has a pretty big nose, and it suits him, it suits his face, but every single time I'm a little bit reminded of an Asterix and Obelix character.
I don't know this series, I don't think.
You're kidding. No, Asterix and Obelix. You don't know that.
Does that have a different name in English, maybe? I don't know.
I'm speechless. I have to show you a picture. I don't think that they
maybe I do know, but it was like a long time ago.
Okay, I'm sure that about 99.9% of the people watching this right now know Asterix and Obelix, and they will know what I'm talking about. It really suits his face. I mean, I think that jjakji is really a good-looking fellow. At the same time, though, I have to say that this really reminds me of him. So, yeah, right now we have both of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Huh?
Okay, I have seen this before.
Okay, so you know what Asterix is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every single character in this series has like a very characteristic nose. And they're always talking about noses as well, talking about the nose of Cleopatra, of Caesar as well. So I feel he could be one of those characters. He could actually, he could be
pull it
Caesar.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has super strength. He has this magic drink as well, the magic potion that gives him superhuman strength or StarCraft 2 abilities. Sometimes he drinks it, sometimes he tries to do it without using these steroids. We'll find out today if he's able to take down Shy.
We have the command center on the high ground, by the way, to be a little bit safer, but also a little bit hidden, as the probe is a little bit in the doubt right now. He wasn't able to get on the main base at all. Unfortunate for SOS here, who's now going to take his second gas and transition into a normal game.
I'm really interested to see how exactly... what do you call him? Do you call him Shy or SOS? I'm a little bit weirded out, to be honest with you, because in every single game that we casted from the guy so far, we called him Shy. He was called Shy when he played the crossover matches with Casper and GSL players earlier, and now we have him with SOS.
I think we can call him Shy.
Yeah. So I guess, well...
As long as we don't call him Sauce, I'm...
No, he's not Sauce. I'm a little bit reluctant to lick him, to be honest with you, to confirm. But I don't think he's Sauce.
I might smell him later.
Yeah, well... I'm just imagining you sniffing at him. I'm like, what? If you really do that, I need to capture that on video. Well, he's probably gonna punch you.
I mean, maybe. By the way, he's doing a bit of a Kespa thing here. He's going for a fast fight counts on 2 bases. Very rarely do esports federation players go for this type of strategy. It's kind of a unique to Kespa style right now. It's been used in the past by players from all over the world, but usually these days people do not go for Dark Templar builds or fast blink builds, even though this map is great for it.
Okay, so right now I decided that we're going to call him SOS, as he's basically just labeled on the top of the map with SOS, and as he's chosen this idea, let's do it. Let's humor him at this point, but yeah. So jjakji right now is up against one of the Casper players. jjakji has been a Code S champion. He has to fight in the first round of Code A today, and SOS did really well in those crossover games. He actually, I think, won one of these episodes. Yeah, if I'm not completely mistaken here.
I think he did.
It's gonna be tricky for him. And faced with his build with Blink and Stalkers,
He is getting the observers out as well, so he's definitely going to be putting pressure on. This is the best map to do this on by far.
You have such a huge area that the Terran player has to defend, where he has to be really cautious about where the Protoss player is going to use his high ground vision, granted by the observer, to blink up. So a blink stalker build is really, really strong on this map, and now on 2 bases, SOS can do a lot of damage here if he executes it well.
Yeah, he can add some extra gateways as well to just hit more stalkers out. This is a build that snowballs. I remember the first time I saw this build do really, really well, where I realized the potential of it was when Ryung played Tassadar on Zelnaga Fortress forever ago in a long ago season of Code A. And that was like, I was like, whoa, if you actually just blink back, then eventually he just doesn't have enough stuff. Even if he has Stim, if he doesn't have Medivacs, it's so hard to actually hold this.
The thing is that so far, jjakji doesn't seem to have any idea of what's coming his way. We don't see a bunker on the high ground in his main base. We don't have any kind of scouting information for the Terran player at this point, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he has no idea. You're exactly right.
He doesn't even have a bunker in the smoke screen or a unit positioned over there.
Yep, and he's just going to be totally fortified at the front, but that's not going to matter when the stalkers blink into the main. Takes out some hit points on Tech Lab. Oh my god, if Stim doesn't finish. Oh, it finished! That was so close!
That was really, really close. Now he picks off a couple of SCVs, but
he can actually fight this army straight up with his stalkers with additional warpins.
jjakji got completely blindsided here. There is the scan, and he takes down the observer. I was just about to mention that SOS is playing this a little bit risky with moving this observer. He should have just stayed put with the observer. That's all that he needed.
Super careless by him to actually be like, I'm a little bit shocked. You know, that's like trying to climb Mount Everest with being like, yeah, I don't really need my legs for that. I guess I'll just crawl, because if you don't have the observer, you're out of luck, man. You can't blink in. The backbone of your strategy just got yanked out.
The problem, of course, is that a Terran player will be aware that there is an observer, and the Terran player's task is to find out where exactly the observer is and take it down. Because, as Wolf already said, once the observer is gone, you just don't have an option of blinking into the main base of your opponent anymore, because you lack the high ground vision. So this is exactly what jjakji needed to do, and it took quite a while for SOS to rebuild the observer. But now he has the stalkers already back home in his main base because he wants to intercept drops. So all the aggression is suddenly gone. And yes, he was able to worry jjakji for a second and nearly cancelled Stim, but he, in the end, was only able to take down 7 harvesters.
Yeah, and this attack is so scary because he doesn't have that Colossus yet. He made a photon cannon. That's actually how smart this guy is. He needs to force field though, and he does not!
Oh my god, all those fire units on the high ground, blink with the stalkers to assist, and they will be able to help out quite a lot, especially now with most of the units already gone. The force field trapped the unit in the main base, and SOS just goes for it. He blinks in offensively, the reinforcements are now running in, but it doesn't look like jjakji has enough.
No, that was a really bad trade for him. You know, he saw the sentries and the units at the front. I think he didn't realize how many units were actually up at the top of the high ground, so I think he just misjudged the situation. That's why he stimmed his entire army. Very rarely will you see a Terran player stim. That's basically saying, I hope he's not paying attention, and then just run up the ramp. But it ended up being, I mean, decent for jjakji in the end with how many sentries he was able to kill there, but he lost so much as a result. And now he cannot pressure the third base because the Colossi are out. Range is almost done. The second one's going to pop out pretty soon here. The upgrades are going to start to take their toll as well for SOS.
Yeah, and just look at the tech now in general for the Protoss player. It's actually just brilliant. Whereas jjakji is really far behind in his upgrades, he was able to close the gap between supply, but right now he finds himself in an awkward position. The Protoss player is already expanding. jjakji knows that there is going to be a Colossus transition, therefore he starts with his Viking production, but this also will reduce the number of medivacs that we have on the map. Only 4 so far. And this is a really dangerous position for jjakji. If SOS uses a timing with this +2/+2 with Colossi in range, it's gonna be very hard for jjakji to win an engagement.
Yeah, it's going to become worse and worse because Protoss player already ahead with the ability to chrono boost. The rest of his upgrades will just follow you.
2 Colossi out already, the third one on its way. The third base nearly done.
The SCV got taken out and I was watching on my screen. This little part rolled down the ramp and it rolled so far. I love the physics engine that StarCraft 2 has where you can see like little objects roll down the screen, or you can see body parts fly up to the surface on that underwater map that we have, Abyssal City. Just wanted to say that, just wanted to add that in there. But the 2-2, if he chrono boosts it, will actually finish right before 1-1.
Yeah.
And if he fights like that, you know, just coincidentally, because he doesn't know exactly when the upgrades are going to finish.
jjakji cannot fight now. He doesn't even have combat shield, and against Colossi, this is going to be brutal. We mentioned that SOS was doing really well before already in StarCraft 2. We have played some really nice games, especially in the crossover matches that we had when the Casper players were just starting to play StarCraft 2. But right now, SOS is up against a former Code S champion, and he is strong.
Yeah, he really does. His build got a little bit messed up by the fact that he lost Observer, but imagine if he had kept that Observer alive, he might have just been able to win the game just by default with there. Imagine if he hit that timing a little bit faster and killed Stim. Imagine that. That could have just been jjakji's nail in the coffin, I mean, 5 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. He
jjakji
pulls
knows,
the SCVs.
jjakji is so smart. He knows what's up here.
Yeah,
he knows there's no way.
With the third base, he doesn't want to play catch up and get another command center. But now we have 1-1 against +2/+2. The first Archon is being get into position as well. We have so many Colossi already. He currently has 4 Colossi against 7 Vikings.
A great position here with the Stalkers. Very well aware of what's going on. Now the SCVs. Will the Archon connect well with him so he can actually fight with those Colossi against the he wants to kill?
He's moving in right now. The Zealots, they charge in, close the gap. The Vikings are targeting the Colossi. One of them is dead. The other ones are doing a lot of damage though. And jjakji is dropping rapidly in supply. He still has his bioforces available and he's trying to keep them alive. The Colossi, they are gone. He charges in once again, uses Stim, takes down both Colossi. But the rest of the army of SOS is still in position.
Yeah, he's so low on hit points in his Mars, even though he's got a lot more of them left to fight with. He just can't. The next Warpin will potentially be curtains with the upgrades he's got. He can just fall back. jjakji needs to at least kill the third base, but even if he does that, he's still so many workers, down to 25 harvesters. But he's still going strong here, Keldor. He's actually going to kill this Zealot.
He has a lot of units still available, and the one thing that now SOS has to wait for is another set of Warpins. He needs Warpins. He even pulls his probes. jjakji is not done yet. Yes, he's down in supply. He is down in worker supply too, but he is ahead in army supply, and this is what counts right now.
Medevac tanking some serious Stalker fire there, so they did go down, a few of them, but the Marauders are still alive underneath them, and SOS is now dropping in supply like crazy, making 4 High Templar right now. Is that really the right choice? I mean, those are not going to have Storms. He's making them into Archons right now. The Archon's not ready. jjakji knows he needs to go up there, but there's a cannon and a Colossus.
Only one Viking left. He's trying to bully his way up the ramp, and this is exactly what he does. He charges it, takes down, nearly takes down the Colossus. The Viking is gone.
His hit points are so low though, and the probes come from behind.
Oh, the reinforcements are already present, but there are so many units now available to SOS. He's actually turning the tables here. He's going for 35 army supply against 33. jjakji is trying to chase him down, but now we have a composition that is really, really difficult for jjakji to engage.
Yeah, it's now also 60 harvesters against 25. jjakji is still able to produce some units off his production facilities that he had in his main base, you know, earlier on. But SOS he's essentially done it. He's got his probe sending back over to his third base. He's got 2-2 against 1-1. He can start 3-3 at any time.
The upgrades that you just mentioned, think about how important they were in these fights. Without this upgraded ban edge, he would have lost the game.
Yeah.
But now he was able to hold, and it was so close, him defending this third base, but he's done it. And now he has the superior economy. He can warp in one round of units after another, and has just to wait for the next attack of jjakji.
Now jjakji is pulled to SCVs for the final time.
No Vikings.
Tanking, no Vikings at all. Good forces here, even the cannon from the spades. Yeah, he's not going to be able to win it.
jjakji is trying to pull it off, but there's too much DPS, too much aerial effect. The Archons working as a buffer here, and at the same time those 2 Colossi in the back.
He's out of energy on his medevacs as well. He can't really heal here. And that is going to be it. Game number 1 taken by Shy here.
GG. Really, really well done by SOS. Really impressive performance here. And jjakji finds himself at a disadvantage now. The Woongjing Star player was able to take game number 1. So jjakji finds himself 1 map away from Code B.
Yeah, he does. And jjakji is the star player on Innisosa, the only player in Code A, and maybe the last player in Code A. Innisosa losing in less than spectacular fashion at the GSTL. jjakji is kind of like their last leg to stand on. If he loses here, how are things looking for that team? Is that team going to be able to survive without any real sponsors and without any real players in the GSL? It's looking weak, man.
Yeah, at this point I'm already really worried for Innisosa. We talked about it in the GSTL. It's just a very tough time for the team. And now if jjakji is not able to advance and will drop down into Code B, this will only make matters worse. So now on the second map, he really has to step up his game a little bit if he wants to defeat SOS, because the Woonjing star players looks really, really strong in this series so far. And map number 2 is going to be Abyssal City.
Yep, the underwater city we talked about earlier. Loading up right now. Let's take a look at our players.